Oh, it's so good to have my trading computer up and operational once again. My name's D7, and I'm the owner of Grok Trade, and I'll be your host for the next few moments here, giving you the very best of technical analysis, looking at the broad markets as a whole. I've been doing this since 2004. I was the very first trader in the world to do daily trading videos, and 19 years later, well, not 19, I've been trading 19 years next month, but since 2004 I continue to do daily trading videos with the help of my sidekick Mark the Meerkat. And this is a 3-day weekend. The markets on Friday closed mixed, but mostly in bullish territory across the board. Banks up the most, up more than 1%. You'll see that the US dollar dropped and the crude oil dropped more than 1%. VIX dropping nearly 3%. And I do have my computer back. The last couple weeks, I had major problems. Come to find out, after diagnostics at Fry's Electronics, I had a motherboard issue, and I got a big computer. I got multiple screens that surround me here that my friends call the control panel, and I have a i7 processor with 64 gigs of gaming RAM, along with 5 terabytes of hard drive, and I got 2 of those running RAID 1 for redundancy or mirroring. My machine is a screaming beast. I have it water cooled. It is a big machine that does great for any sort of trading I do, including day trading. In the chat room, we do a 1-minute bar, and you have to be lean, mean, and ready to become a fighting machine at a 1-minute bar. Fun times there. Anyway, let's take a look at the market. So I'm going to start off looking at the daily charts. Then I'm going to look at the weekly charts. Then I'm going to look at the monthly charts. You need to take the monthly, the daily, and the weekly. The daily, weekly, monthly are all very important. The higher the time frame, the more important it is. So the monthly is more important than the weekly. Weekly is more important than the daily. However, most of us here are swing traders, meaning we hold between 2 days and 2 weeks. That means that as a swing trader, we're very interested in the daily chart first, and we want confirmation with the weekly chart. That is going to be predominantly the most important to most of you listening to this. For you guys who are been here for a while, you know this already. For all those who are brand new and you're listening to this video for the very first time, let me tell you that I and the other mentors here at Grok Trade, we are traders first. I trade on a daily basis in the markets, have been doing so. When I first started 19 years ago, I didn't do so hot. I actually blew through my first 2 accounts until I got it dialed in. How I got it dialed in was through trading education, namely through a mentor that helped me. Thus, I developed a mentoring program, and that's why I do daily videos, is for one purpose, is to get you to see our skill sets, to eventually say, I need to invest in myself so I can trade with great confidence in the live markets, and do so by getting mentored by us. We actually have a mentorship this weekend coming up. Not this weekend, next weekend. And I do want to tell you that you want to go, there's a webinar that you want to see Monday night. This Monday night, you have to reserve a seat. You have to be there this Monday night. This Monday night, you can do it. If you go to Grok Trade, you go down here, and Monday night is right here. Click on the 16th, January 16th. It's 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's 5 p.m. Pacific. And I'll tell you more about the mentor program. Do not be late. Get there a little early and you can come in. I think we have it set up for 25, so it's actually set up for the first 25, I believe, is what we have it set up for. Don't hold me to that. It could be set up to 50. I'm not sure. But anyway, the first 25 or the first 50 that come in, you do get a seat for that. All right, first thing we're going to look at is the spider's daily chart. Sideways, 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 sideways. Here's the deal. We broke down below a trend line, and we started to go higher here, but the problem is we're on the wrong side of that. You'll notice two pink boxes, these rectangles, on all these charts. You want to note those. The reason you want to note these numbers is because that will show you the highest close. I have the highest close marked and then the lowest close. So if it gets above that, it's really bullish. If it goes below this, that's really bearish. So anytime you see these pink rectangles, mark those numbers down on whatever security that we're looking at. And we're going to be looking at ETFs here. Here's the daily chart. So the bottom line, I still have a buy on the spider. This is the S&P 500. I have a buy on this. But here's the deal. I don't like this trend line and what side it is on. Now, if I go to the weekly chart on the spider, 2 weeks ago I called it a sell, but immediately I had to call it a buy again because it popped right back up. Just crazy strong here. We have a high base, and this on a high base could certainly pop up higher. And if it does, we do have resistance that we will have to contend with once we do that. Now, this is the weekly chart. If I look here at the monthly chart on the S&P, 3 months ago called it a buy. It continues to be that. Just boom, higher, higher, higher. All is well on the monthly. All is well on the monthly. And on the weekly that's up here, still a buy. It's a buy across the board on the S&P. If I go to the Dow, this is the diamonds, okay? This is the Dow 30. Look at this. You'll see, remember, these rectangles, you want to write these down. Even on the weeklies, I have them. This is the daily. On the diamonds, the Dow, we're going sideways, 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 sideways. And if we get above this 199.51, that's going to be pretty bullish. I have an alert set at 199.9 because I think that we have a decent chance of hitting 20,000. That'd be a big, big move here on the Dow if we can do that. Let's look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart on the Dow. Look how beautiful this high base is. Up, 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 up. As you know, a few weeks ago, I called it a sell. Then I had to make it a buy again because it did an about face right back higher. And we continue sideways, 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 sideways. This is a high base. This is more bullish than it is bearish. I'm looking for this thing to go boom to the upside. This has got a weekly opportunity for a nice pop to the upside. All these major indices are looking pretty bullish. If I go here to that, no, I went too early. Get back to the diamonds, and now let's look at the monthly chart. Now this is more ominous to me. The monthly chart, up, up, up and away. We're halfway through the month. We come up and we're stalling out right here at this previous area high that we had last month. Just stalled out there. This is a warning. It needs to pop. And if we do get that weekly pop, you're going to see this thing rally through 20,000 and up to this resistance area very quickly. It should happen in a day or two. I mean, you should see a very quick, immediate pop if we're to do that. Now, if we close out the month like this would be very bad. So hypothetically, at the end of January, if we get into February and it looks anything like this, we'll have a tweezer top with this little evening star reversal pattern. That is ominous. That will be bad news. But I can't call it yet because this is still a static candlestick. It is not, or still a dynamic candlestick. It's not yet static. So if we look at the NASDAQ now, let's go to the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ daily chart. NASDAQ. This is the Qs. And you'll notice I tweaked my lines here on all these charts. So redo your lines if you follow the lines, and I highly recommend that you do follow my lines. But some of you are wondering what charts I'm using. I'm using TradingView. And you can follow me at tradingview.com. Tradingview.com, it's D-7, S-E-V-E-N, so D-7. And you can certainly follow me there if you'd like. But we're at resistance. Look at this. Resistance and resistance and resistance. We're right at resistance. I called it a buy back here several weeks ago. And we continue higher, 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 higher. We're smacking our head. The question is, will it go boom, past this. Will it blast past this? It could. It could do that. If I go to the weekly chart, we had, I called it a buy, had to call it a sell, and then I had to turn around. I mean, this sideways chop has been a crazy. It's just very, very hard to make calls when you're chopping around sideways like this. But anyway, last couple of weeks, we got it in a buy territory, and we're up away, making all-time record highs here, looking very, very bullish. So let's see if we can continue higher, see if we can get this pop higher here on the daily chart, or the weekly rather. If I go to the monthly chart on the, man, look at this. On the monthly chart, I've already added a buy on the month. Even though I'm only halfway in there, I might regret this, but if it comes way back down here and closes by the month's end, meaning if we start to crash and burn before this month's over with, I'm going to have to turn this buy into a sell. But right now, this is definitely a buy on the monthly on the tech stocks. Very, very bullish. Very, very bullish. And now, if I go to small caps, which is important to us, so we have to look at small caps, the Russells, because they can lead the charge. So it's leading the charge to the sideways. Remember, look at the pink. Write those down because that'll help you. You want to put alerts. If we break down below that number, it's going to be bearish. We get above that number, it's going to be bullish. Small caps, watch that. This is showing the indecision we've had the last few weeks here. Last couple months, indecision right here. Sideways, sideways, sideways. Not good. It's hard to trade. You get a lot of false signals. We're looking for trend. We give us some big moves. That's what we're looking for. Right now, we're thinking, okay, what's going to happen next Friday? Trump gets sworn in. Let's just see what happens. This would be interesting to see how the market digests this new news coming. If I go to the weekly chart, we go boom up to the upside. Called it a sell. Now I got a hammer here for the week, so I've got to call this a buy again. This is like a nice high base. Like this thing's gonna pop again. Here's another weekly chart looking like it's going to go bullish. We have a really good chance of going bullish here, guys. If I go to the monthly chart right, is right here. We actually are on the bullish side of this trend line. We blasted through. I think if it does come back down and we close the month out next few weeks underneath this blue line, then that's going to be a sell signal, because right now I'm anticipating that, because down here you buy it, sell it, buy it, and then I'm looking to sell it again. But as long as we're above this trend line, this blue line here on the small caps monthly chart, that's going to be pretty bullish. If we can continue higher, getting more white candlesticks going, boom, 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 marching higher, 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 higher. Quickly, let's look at the banks. The banks are important because the banks can lead the markets one direction or the other, but it's just like small caps, sideways, 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 sideways. Mark these two numbers down here on the banks daily. If I go to the weekly, can we see anything? We're up, and it's just kind of a high base choppy. It's just kind of figuring out what it wants to do. I have a buy on it still. There's nothing telling me to sell it. Not yet on the banks. And again, that is looking very, very good. If you look here at the monthly, up, and away. And we could be making what's called a hanging man reversal pattern, but the month is still early. Let's see how this plays out. And I'm going to go to the financials. This is financials. This is the monthly chart on the financials. Looks just like the banks. If you look here at the weeklies, look at the beautiful high base. If you're looking at financials, and this is XLF. If you're looking at XLF, that's this one right here. Put that number in, because if we get over that, that could get pretty bullish. So you definitely want to be ready for that to happen. This is a weekly chart. If I go to a daily chart, I'm going a little backwards here. Daily chart on financials. Look at this big bullish pennant. Big bullish pennant right here. See this? We'll wait for a breakout to the upside. This 23.75 is very important, and this one also 23.20. If it breaks down, very important. Has a better chance of going higher. 60% chance of going higher, 40% going lower. Let's see how it plays out. Very exciting times. I'm ready for this. This is building up a ton of pressure, ready to rock and roll. The U.S. dollar daily has been going down, down, down. It's been helping the stocks. What's interesting, we're down, down, down. Stocks have been going sideways. So if this U.S. dollar powers to the upside. It's going to kill commodities and it's going to hurt the U.S. stocks, and we're going to actually see the stocks drop, or it has a decent chance of doing so. But this U.S. dollar daily, if I look at the weekly chart here, I actually have a sell on it. Up, boom, weekly chart, dropping, dropping, dropping. I have a couple numbers here you might want to write down on the U.S. dollar. So anyway, let's see if the U.S. dollar will continue down. It looks like we have interest on here, ticking higher on the sell side. And there are big time call plays on the VIX and volatility index, big ones coming in. I'm going with the strike price, and I believe it was February. Could be March, I'm not sure, but a lot of people, and I think it's hedging taking place here when they're doing volatility hedging on the VIX calls. And those individuals looking to take advantage of selling puts. So anyway, on the option side of things, if I go here to the monthly. On the U.S. dollar, this is a rising wedge at resistance. So this has all the opportunity in the world to drop now. On the monthly chart, it looks really bearish. So it looks like to me the U.S. dollar is actually going to start to get weak, technically speaking, on the monthly. Hit resistance, break this rising wedge to the downside, and that's going to be big time bearish. Look at the interest of the U.S. dollar. Wow, just a lot of activity here. And if we go to crude oil, and then we'll get into gold and silver. Crude oil has been crazy. Sideways. We got a big triangle. So anything higher, bullish, anything lower, bearish. Write down these two numbers on the pink. Very important numbers that we want to watch for. Resistance and support. And anything between sideways, this is going to be a choppy mess. And if we go to the weekly chart on oil, look at this big triangle at resistance, so it has a decent chance of dropping here. If it drops more, I'm going to put a sell on that, but right now it's just a high base. It could get bullish on the weekly and could break out to the upside. If you look here at the monthly, let's see what it shows us. See, the monthly had a falling wedge that broke out here, right? It was just a pitiful breakout, so this is turning into what looks to be a bear flag. If I were to clone this dude and put this right there, this is our bear flag. So if it breaks this lower level, woe to the this commodity, crude oil. I'm using Trading View. If I go here, I'm going to add a couple lines. I don't have these dialed in perfectly, but they're close. So these numbers are not perfect. Let's make them perfect. I'm just anal like that. Like when you guys do you've been listening to me for a long time. You guys been faithful, loyal listeners whenever you're able to, and you know that the mentoring can help you, so you'll eventually do it at some point. Hopefully this coming weekend you'll join us. It'll be a good time. It's online. You don't have to leave your home. It's 3 solid days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But anyway, now they're dialed in. Here, you can write those dudes down. There they are. They're dialed in. There's your numbers. If we do break down, those areas could act as support, but it's starting to look a little bearish to me actually here. And again, this is the monthly chart on that. Let's get to gold and silver, you gold and silver bugs. If we go here to the daily chart, look at this gold daily chart. Here's a number to write down, and here's a number to write down. Huge area of a lot of opportunity for choppy. But we've been going up. It's looking nice and well, but it's due for a retracement. It's due to relax. It's due to come back. So let's see what the weekly shows us. So weekly, down. Boom! Higher. We have resistance up here. If it can make it up there, let's see if it can. If so, that'd be a natural place to look to sell gold on the weekly chart. Let's go to a monthly chart on gold. Monthly chart on gold. I have a buy on it. Buy on gold monthly. Look at this. Drop. I'm a little early to the party this month, but I went ahead and put a buy on it, looking for this thing to go boom to the upside on a buy, so you know what, let's reverse this again. On a buy, that means if the monthly is a buy, this weekly is going to go up, 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 and this falling wedge, these two lines falling wedge will break out to the upside. And that means this daily it's looking bearish. It's looking bearish. We'll chop around way up here. We'll just keep going higher. The US dollar has to drop for this to happen. Has to drop for this to happen. Wow. Let's see what silver's showing us on the daily chart. Silver's up, up, up. It's choppy, not looking nearly as bullish as what the gold's doing, but nonetheless, I have a buy on it. It's just chopping around, caught up in these moving averages. Nothing too exciting here at all. Let's see if the weekly can show us something exciting on silver. Yeah, we have a buy on it 2 weeks ago, and then nothing but upside opportunity here. If we can get up there, let's see if it can. Let's see if it can. I'm not sure. Monthly, let's see what the monthly shows us. I have a buy on it. Might be a little early. Hope that doesn't bite me, but we're dropping, dropping, dropping. This could break out. It could be a huge breakout, guys. Huge breakout opportunity for gold and silver on a long-term basis, guys. You heard it here. Share the video. This is long-term basis. Okay, so what do you need to do? You need to join me Monday night. Monday night, how do you do it? You go to Grok Trade, and you scroll down. You scroll down. You scroll down. You can click on this link under free. Click on Grok Trade Mentorship. It's about a 20-minute 20-minute webinar. And you're listening to this video, and then on the 16th right here you want to click on this, and it's for this 301 mentorship that we're going to be doing. It's a Friday, Saturday, or it's, I'm sorry, a Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Monday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all online from the comforts of your own home. We do from 9 a.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Pacific. But do this free webinar on the 16th, and you can find out more about that. Anyway, it's great to be back. Thank you so much for being a part. If you like it, like it.